YouTube? It's your boy Charles, and today we're going to do a video that got this channel started. I'm talking about action figure unboxing, and today we're going to be taking a look at a Mattel action figure. I haven't unboxed too many Mattel action figures as of late because I don't watch WWE. It's nothing against the product. I prefer watching AEW and a couple other independent shows to post on YouTube. But that being said, unless it's a guy that's recently signed from AEW or the independent scene, I'm just not really knowledgeable about what's going on. But this guy, I have been a fan since first seeing him in Major League Wrestling, and then working on the indies with his cousin Zilla Fatu. This is the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu, part of the famed Fatu Anawani wrestling family, which includes such wrestlers as The Rock, Roman Reigns, the Usos, Rikishi, and so many others, even Trinity Fatu. So many great wrestlers, so many wrestlers in WWE and other big promotions and all over the indies. On the independent scene and the wider wrestling world are known as the Dynasty, as the Samoan Dynasty, but in WWE they're simply known as the Bloodline. So let's talk about it. I do these reviews all the same. We'll talk about the packaging, the box, what's going on with that. Then we open it up, and the main three parts of my reviews are: we're going to talk about appearance. How does it look compared to the wrestler? How does it look? Is it toyetic? Is it something that's going to stand out on your shelf? And then we talk about articulation. How does it move? How does it pose? Are the stick joints too stiff, too loose, double jointed, single jointed? We're going to talk about that. And then after appearance and articulation, we're going to talk about accessories. What does it come with? Are you getting a good deal with this thing? So let's get it open. We start with the stats for Jacob Fatu. It says he's from Samoa. He is 6'2", 285 pounds, and his finisher is the springboard moonsault. Career highlights: WWE Tag Team Champion. And then a brief biography. The Samoan werewolf made his WWE debut on June 21st, 2024, showing Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton why he is the most dangerous and unhinged member of the Bloodline. And then if you look at this series here, it comes with Jacob Fatu, Logan Paul, The Influencer, Cody Rhodes, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. So we're getting a throwback in this line as well. Like I said, I don't really watch too much WWE. I don't follow it too much. So I probably will not be getting any more from that line. Get to opening it up. You know, I'm not going to preserve the packaging. I am just going to tear it open. Now this is interesting. If you look at the packaging here, you have the compartment where the action figure is stored is actually smaller than most, but then we have a compartment next to the window display of what you can see. I'm wondering what the purpose of this is. It some kind of bonus accessory, or just it is just wasted space and cardboard. That's an odd choice, but hey, that's okay. It's not my money. Yeah, I don't understand it. If they wanted to use less plastic, it makes sense to have this smaller packaging. But if you're going to use the same size box, then why not stick to the original display? But enough of talking about the packaging. Let's get the actual action figure out. So we're going to talk about appearance. Of course, it looks just like Jacob Fatu here. Get a close-up of the face, just like, so you can get a look at it here. The one critique I will have, and I guess this goes along to the accessories, but it is appearance as well. I wish that they would have gave him another head. We see that with so many of these action figures, you have multiple heads with multiple facial expressions. And one of Jacob Fatu's strengths is his ability to tell a story with his facial expressions, be it mean, be it angry, aggressive, shocked, whatever. A guy is very expressive, and I think that they miss an opportunity without, and not packaging another head. And then, as well, another difference that I noticed from the time I watched him wrestle on the independent scene to this action figure, that they actually did get correct is he is a lot trimmer. When he was on the independent scene and in the MLW, he was never what you would call obese, like myself. No hate for the fat guys. I'm a fat guy. But he had a belly. But when he made his appearance on WWE, I noticed, because I saw the highlights, is he was very trimmed down. Looking like he dropped at least a good 20 to 30 pounds. And this captures the new look as well. You have the tattoos here on his chest. Get a good look at those. Beautiful detail there. And the face, like I said, it is expressive. And my critique about the multiple heads is not an insult of this face. I just think that when you have a character who is so expressive, it's a waste to not have another head. And then you look at the hair, you have the braids, you can actually see the beads within the braids. That's how detailed the hair is. This is a top-notch action figure. If you want to get technical and petty, on the right side of his beard, there does seem to be some fading in the paint. But, like I said, if you want to get technical and if you want to be real picky about it. But you ask me, that paint fading does not take away from this action figures. And this is the first time in line, so you know that this is going to be something that he himself treasures. And I think they did very, very well by him with this action figure. And so we talked about the appearance. Oh yeah, and the pants, they have kind of a star logo on the pants. Take a look at those. On the pant leg, red strip around the waist. Outside of that, the presentation is very basic, but that is who Jacob Fatu is. He expresses himself through his facials and through his movements and action in ring. And has never been one for fancy gear. Most of the time when I saw him, he had just flat black pants. And I can't speak to what his current look is, like I said, because I don't watch WWE. And then, so we did that. Let's talk about the articulation. The last Mattel figure I bought was the RVD figure. The main is from the main event line. That is the new basic line, and I was wanting to see how that was going to be different. And the main difference between basic and main event is the ball jointed legs. It may seem like a small change, but it's a huge change as far as posability and playability. And so this is the first action figure I've opened from Mattel since then. And this is an elite, a step up from the main event action figures. So you're going to have double joints on the elbows. You're going to have movement in the torso. Of course, the ball jointed leg, which is now standard on all double jointed knees. And so let's get into the articulation. It looks like the same elite articulation since my last Mattel Elite. The head is on a swivel, left and right, round and round on that ball joint. The shoulders move vertically and extend out horizontally. There is no butterfly cut, so you're only going to have so much movement across the chest, but that's okay. We have a cut between the bicep and the shoulder for horizontal side-to-side movement. Double jointed elbows, double jointed pinless elbows. A little bit stiff out of the box, but don't force it. Either use warm water or I use my vent on my computer. Add a little light heat to it, you'll get that joint moving very simply. The wrist, of course, moves around, and the hands, they come out to exchange. So, we have round and round, and then the hands actually go back and forth. Go ahead and exchange these hands. And so you see we can go back and forth on the hand and all the way around. And the hands go on and off very easily and quick. Okay, so let's look at the torso now. The torso is on a rocker back and forth. You have a waist that you can actually twist all the way around. That is something I really like about the Mattel figures as opposed to the AEW. I like the swivel that AEW does mid-torso, but they do that same swivel on the hip, and it creates a very tight joint to where you get no left to right horizontal movement at the hip. And yeah, I really miss that with the AEW figures. But that's just me nitpicking. We go down. The leg is on a ball joint. We have a cut at the top of the thigh for in and out horizontal movement. Double jointed pinless knees, which are very stiff out of the box. But they are double jointed. And then the boots, they're just a separate piece here, so they go left and right pretty easy. And the heel, it goes back and forth and all the way around. You get a little ball joint action on that as well. Let's see if we can get these hands together for that prayer hands pose that he's known for. Without we could make that happen with these open hands, but it's going to take me softening up those joints with a little bit of heat, so I'm not going to rush it. So that is our articulation. Now let's talk about the accessories. It's pretty sparse as far as accessories go. I mean, we have 3 different sets of hands, and so that is, cool there. But we have pointing hands. I think this is the symbol for the bloodline, is the pointing up to the sky. So we have 2 of those hands. And then we have the open hands that we have right here. You can use for chops or that prayer hands pose that he does. And we have to have open gripping hands here that can be used for virtually anything as far as punching goes, as far as holding a microphone, gripping. This is going to be an all-purpose hand. We have 2 of those. And so we got virtually everything you would want. I mean, if you want to be nitpicky again, maybe they could have thrown in some fists, but I don't think you need them, especially with the half-open hand right here. Really, if you're going to be doing photography and everything else, this is all you're really going to want. You're really going to need. And so let's talk about the last accessory, the t-shirt. It has a picture of a werewolf with looks like a tribal tattoo designs on it. Very cool, very detailed piece right here. And it has Velcro on the back. And it is very, very easy to get on and off. I like these soft goods accessory shirts because of the ease in which they go on and off. A lot of times you'll get these rubber accessories that are just, they're so hard to get on and off, and then once you get it on and off, you want to keep it like that just because of the big pain in the butt it can be. But I got it quickly on again. Yeah, this is an A plus action figure. If you want to get nitpicky, I guess you could say that the beard fading is going to be something that's negative. I guess maybe the lack of a fist. I guess my biggest gripe would be I would like more head scans. But that's just me being greedy because this is one of the better face scans I have seen on an action figure in quite a while. This facial scan of Jacob Fatu is in the top 1% of action figures that I've unboxed and that I own. And so me just wanting an extra head or two, that's just me being greedy. But this is a great action figure. Get it while you can. I got this at ringsidecollectibles.com. And they always have great deals on action figures, different sales going on depending on the company, what event they have going on. And if you're looking to collect on a budget, they have a damaged packaging section where these action figures are greatly discounted if you are not a mint on card collector. So check them out. Get a hold of this Mattel Elite Jacob Fatu action figure. And I will see you guys next time. Until then, keep buying them action figures. I'm out.